16h53 de retour sur ALL4PACK TV.
Now, let's talk about the paper cardboard industry, great illustration of the circular economy at the service of eco-responsible consumption. We have our speakers, Bertrand Arnault, your head of COFEPAC, the French Committee for Paper, Carton, Packaging, and also your CEO of Carton de France, Julien, your General Delegate of the Fédération of Paper and Stationery, CFCP. Welcome, Mr. Arnault. You bring together, back in 1992, you've been bringing together all the players in this industries, of course. Since it was created in 1992, COFEPAC, through its trade organization, brings together all the players of the. For upstream, we have the producers of the paper, cardboard, and downstream, we have the processors, which from the cardboard or paper will turn them into flexible bags or folding paper or flat cardboard packages or food cartons or corrugated cups and cardboard down to molded cellulose. Allow me, in terms of COFEPAC, COFEPAC is also a member of the intersector movement, which is a body which was set up in early 2015 to bring together all the industrial and sales activities of the packaging industry in France. COFEPAC inside of the movement represents the packaging branch. Could you give us an economic landscape of this industry? What does it represent and accounts for in the field of packaging? Well, in terms of economic importance, we bring together through the federations 540 companies, 540 companies in France, and 680 sites of production, and employing about 40,000 employees. Our industry makes and processes more than 4.3 million tons of cardboard paper in France. And also our revenue is more than 8 billion euros. Now, the role of the cardboard is primordial. This material is the leading material in the field of packaging. What is the market share among 39% of all packaging materials in volume? In this activity, through the different products I talked about, we have the same proportion. Corrugated carton accounts for 65% of the volume, 23% for flat cardboard, 12% for what is paper bags, and 1% for molded cellulose. What are the main uses for cardboard packagings? They're universal. There are very many. Yes, it is complicated. What are the main usages? Household, industrial uses. Yes, well, the breakdown is geared toward industrial use and for transportation, logistics accounting for 80% of the volume, and we've got 20%, which is for household packages. That's why we have the feeling that our material is not as present in the world of packaging, because it is mainly used in industry rather than by the large public. Well, our activity, our business, and the use of this material is dependent on the industrial fabric of France. It's an asset. It's highly localized. It's highly local. It's part of the main assets we can provide to the French economy. But of course, we need products to package them, so automatically the dynamism of the industry depends on the industrial fabric. Agribusiness is strong in France. This this domain in the use is very strong, accounting for 56% of the cardboard packaging. Another field which has an impact on our activity is, of course, modes of consumption and mode of distribution, e-commerce especially. That's a blessing for you. Yes, fortunately, we have a new dynamism of setting the this industrialization not only in your industry. Now, could you be inspirational? You said it, paper. We don't know about cardboard, but do you innovate? What are the innovations about? Well, innovation is at the heart of our business on a daily basis. A lot of our packages are customized. Our design offices are accustomed to innovating beyond innovation for design purposes. We have other types of innovations which are on the rise with first sector, which is how to innovate to help our customers to design their packages well. We have here some tools like we have software innovation, design, a lot of digitalization here. It also the working or on our experience, and we have a lot of innovations in terms of all that is logistics, supply chain. Also, we have innovation to facilitate users and multiply and leverage the use for the consumers, and also, that is improvement of the end of life of our packages. As you know, we will talk about recyclability, which is a strong suit of our material. We're going to get there with you, Julien. Could you introduce some innovations to support customers? Well, we have multiple innovations. We have augmented reality and connected world. Could you come closer to the mic? You talk about augmented reality and connected world. Yes, we're going to give you two examples. The first example is a virtual department where you realize whether the packaging is relevant as used on the shelf space. Here, you realize a 3D packaging, and you can define and see how you can improve the graphics and the visuals. That's the first example in retailing. Yes, yes. It's a solution which is highly developed. Second aspect is eye tracking. Eye tracking makes it possible to follow and track, the eye. When the customer looks at the product, you need to have connected goggles. Not yet. Makes it possible to realize whether information on the pack is relevant at the right place and whether the location is relevant, so you can revisit the location. That's analysis, marketing analysis, exactly. Right. Now, beyond the support of the client, we have a new solution offered to our customers, namely via digital printing. You have new technical numeric digital printing systems which make it possible to create short runs with a lot of diverse visuals. You mean small runs, exactly. 30,000 copies are produced to feed into virtual departments for special promotions operations. Let's go back to the functions of the packaging. You got to transport and protect. Bertrand, could you illustrate innovation in transport? Well, they're quite varied. Let me add a function which is regrouping and protecting and transport. In this field, we have a lot of innovation. The new modes of marketing, as I said, influence the changes. We talked about e-commerce, and in e-commerce, this practice does give rise to issues or questions more acutely in terms of opening the package, which should be easy for the customer, but also it should be it should provide guarantees of that it's tamper-proof. There's an ambiguity to find adaptability because people doing e-commerce have varied products to be packaged with limited numbers of SKUs. There shouldn't be any overpack. Now, increasingly, on the part of people doing e-commerce, they're looking for the wow effect. When you open the package, you should be flabbergasted and very happy to buy the product. Don't you worry. We talked about this later. And increasingly, we can, with the package, manage returns when you need to return the package. And also, it should be easy for the packager in the field of transportation. You have some concerns in terms of safety and traceability. A lot of nations are using RFID tags, incorporating NFC chips. We talked about this. We received somebody on this issue. It's quite topical. Yes, indeed. And okay. And now there's a lot of innovation here on this material, which makes it possible with new technologies to provide new features using electronic printing to fight against counterfeiting. And that's what you can see on the next slide to facilitate the fight against counterfeiting. Okay, we got a video to illustrate the design of a smart packaging which is tamper-proof. Welcome to the world of tomorrow, a connected world where electronic printing is popularized, a world where paper is becoming an anti-counterfeiting weapon. Let's backtrack before thousands of counterfeited products were being sold. Everybody was taken to the cleaners, so we decided to create safe or secure packagings. Researchers thought about interactive labels, devices which can be activated with the smartphone, which everybody owns. Great idea. How can you produce interactive tag with a paper? Now, they're printing the components on the paper on a large scale, and everything is recyclable. Counterfeiters are trying to reproduce the electronic packages. The paper industry is inventing the world of tomorrow. So much for the smart packages. Cardboard. What about the consumer, Julien? Innovations are multiple in this field. The basic features of packagings are protection of the product, preserving its quality. We're also working on improving customer experience. We could talk about protection with the example of pharmaceutical package, which can be sealed off automatically to preserve the quality of the product for disabled or elderly people. Second example is the example pell-mell of the smart tags with a ink changing color based on the fresh status of the milk bottle or carton. It's a global product service with information on a digital medium, on the phone, on a website. That's the connected package for you. And you have the customized package, which is the customer experience, which is immersive for given offer. The package will adapt to the needs of the individual, offering different visuals, or we may have a lot of solutions. We have a little time to wrap up, but it's important to talk about this. What about circular economy? We're innovating, but we're responsible, we're accountable. Whatever the innovations shown to us, connected packages, we have to follow the rationale or the logic of the circular economy. From design, we want to limit the use of ink or materials or glue. They're part of this design. It's a whole system of best practice on the part of the industry, and beyond the best practices we help the industry. CIREC is providing opinions or advice on the recyclability of packagings and the best practices to disseminate to the industry participants. CIREC is the Committee for Assessing Recyclability. We have also R&D activities. That's important. Chromatogeny is important. It's developed by the Center for Paper, giving new features to the fiber, which will become water repellent, water resistant. It's a kind of Gore-Tex in cardboard format. That will be the single material which is fully recyclable. It's great for bottles. It's a great idea. You must continue to dig. To wrap up, Bertrand, Arnaud, what about the challenges you're facing today? In 20 seconds, in a nutshell, well, we got two challenges. Logistics, you got to adapt to the changes in logistics. We've got to adapt to the packaged product, but also the main challenge today is rolling out digital at every level in supporting in the design in our workshops to better automate and guarantee zero defect, and also throughout the packaging to provide new services. And to do this, in our industry, we can rest on 5 private research labs. Feeding into innovation, we have the Technical Center for Paper in Grenoble with its environment, universities and colleges. These are the challenges faced by our industry. We want to know how to operate all this and continue leaving the role of cardboard maker to provide new service to customers to allow them to increase their revenue. The industry has a bright future. Well, now let's look up the word criminogenics. Criminal engineering, I would say. You've got the annual report 2015, which you can read. Okay, let's continue with 5 minutes. The trends presented by my colleague Fédération Ondulé, presenting the single material tray. After a few years of tough years, we'll see also somebody from Spain.